My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. 8MCN247, directed light across 630 North Fern while that demon crosses path. And this is what they're doing while I'm inside of a vehicle. Impossible light activity inside of the vehicle where the demon possessed, that is an entity placed under surveillance, knows exactly where you're located. And this is the location of what is 325 West G Street, 630 North Fern in Ontario, California, at the intersection of G Street and Fern. This is where I am inside of the vehicle, leaving this location in the morning, getting on public transportation, going to the city of Chino, going to the city of Rancho Cucamonga, and the entity is keeping its fake sun over me at 10:29 a.m. This is the maintenance of that light source over the same exact street, aiming light onto me inside of the car. The light source, as I captured in images at approximately 9:57 a.m., you see the light source hovering right above the vehicle while I'm inside of the car. Where I'm standing outside of the car right now, this is a different position. And the entity is aware of the fact that I'm documenting video documentation. The fake sun is still here. Nonetheless, it's different from when I'm inside of the car, and I wouldn't be able to capture it from sitting on the passenger side, and it's hovering from inside of the car directly above, and the entity is aiming, molesting with directed light that's hitting the driver's seat. This is the maintenance of the fake sun nonetheless. 10:29 a.m. This is not the sun that is over the entrance of the Ovid Family Community Library. While it is aiming precisely over my head on what is G Street and Fern, where the pattern of conduct is that the Ontario Police Department are stalking me at the same location at nightfall in directed light by helicopter, stalking, parking their vehicles around me in a vehicle that I'm sleeping at, aiming light inside of the car. Those are demons stalking with light. Where the Ontario International Airport engaged in the pattern of stalking with airplanes hovering over the street at the location where I am sleeping. This is what the entity is doing at the museum where I am sleeping. This is the entity that I've documented doing inside of any hotel room where I remain, where I am sleeping. This is the pattern of conduct. And it is not the sun, not the natural environment. This is what I've referred to properly as the fake sun, because it is impossible that the sun is over the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court right now at the same time at 10:29 a.m. after I have documented the maintenance of that light source over me en route to the city of Rancho Cucamonga, remaining over me as I do not come back to Ontario. I go to the Rancho Cucamonga Library where the entity is keeping that fake sun. Through the windows, demons pacing around inside of that library. But nonetheless, 10:29 a.m. here it is remaining over the same location where I'm present in the morning, and I'm leaving this location, going to an entirely different location. The entity's fake sun is over the Upland Public Library at this same exact time. That's an impossibility. The entity's fake sun is over the Ovid Family Community Library entrance where the Ontario Police Department that is stalking day and night by helicopters and demon-possessed officers did so, kidnapping me on June 16, 2022. Their pattern, which is why I shall be disbanding them, and they're going to federal prison. Okay? This is the pattern of conduct, and this is the maintenance of the fake sun. That's Woodside Senior Apartments. This is demonic pacing. That's what you're understanding that's occurring in the environment. This is not natural conduct. They live in relevant position. You are not protected where you live, where state surveillance is underway. It's the identification and documentation of those engaging in that system with the state. All right? It is currently, by the way, 10:32 a.m. and this is the maintenance of the light source at the same position where I sleep, not moving anywhere, moving as I move, remaining where I remain, which is entirely unnatural, not the conduct of the sun as we know it, in violation of scientific facts. This is speaking to what is a pattern of conduct in violation of federal law, criminal monitoring. And that's what the demon-possessed are doing. While they are targeting directed light inside of a vehicle, this shall be prosecuted as what is not only molestation. These are demons that are molesting you while they are stalking, monitoring with communication devices, maintaining presence around in that environment with deliberation, knowledge of who you are, what you're doing as you're doing it, which is demonic activity. Alrighty? This is the light source that is nowhere near Chino, California, but it's directly over my head as I capture the same exact time. That's impossible. All right, this is P.O.C.
And you spend all your $12.
5MBA259. It's Sunday, June 26, 2022. What you're listening to is a method of stalking with audible activity. At that, license plate 5MBA259. Group stalking and monitoring with the Ontario Police Department at 4th Street and Mountain Avenue in Ontario at the 7-Eleven. The light source is directly over my head at 12 p.m. Remember, at 12 p.m., I've documented the light source over me at Schaefer and Euclid Avenue in Chino, California. The entity keeping the light source directly over me. This is speaking to what is an impossible coexisting occurrence, but you have nonetheless what is a P.O.C. And this is where the Ontario Police are group stalking and doing so with that third party who is monitoring with the Ontario Police Department, which is grounds of federal prison. It's P.O.C. Eight RKV 863 at 4th and Mountain. 8FWF 945 7SHB 290 37871A3. What's your name? Ash? As in Ashley? Oh, just Ash. You work here at Walmart? Oh, okay. She's stalking in the bathroom, and the fake sun is directly over the Walmart at 1333 North Mountain Avenue. I'm showing you what is the sex offense by the entity. That's what Walmart represents. Having what is the light source, directed light, and demonic pacing in and outside of the of the Walmart. And this is literally the personnel with the demon-possessed entity that are the people of the state, filling every single bathroom stall. This is demonic pacing. There is no sun over the Paul Bryan Library, by the way. It's directly over Walmart at 1333 North Mountain Avenue, and it is currently 12:51 p.m. where these demons are stalking in the bathroom. This is the same Walmart where the entity is engaged in criminal summoning, stalking by helicopter. This is the state that is stalking in the bathroom, and it's a demon-possessed entity that is stalking in a bathroom, engaged in criminal monitoring. And this is a sex offender that's doing so. Demons in the men's restroom, pacing in and out. Demons in the women's restroom, filling the venue, engaging in ongoing activity creation. Walking in with their communication devices, looking for bathroom stalls for monitoring. This is P.O.C. This is the sex offender that is Walmart, and this is the people of the state that are monitoring with Walmart. This is also called impunity. You're literally going to shut down businesses while an entity is engaging in this sort of criminal system and sexual violence, and doing so with impunity. And that's exactly what Walmart is engaged in and has been engaged in, and doing so with the people of the state. Alrighty? This is criminal monitoring and directed light under a fake sun. That's what this demon is doing. As they walk in and out of the bathroom stalls, they're pacing. As they walk in and out of the bathroom, they're pacing. As they are walking to and from in the stalls in the store, this is demonic pacing in that specific environment. And they're doing so while they're keeping their phones out, monitoring. These are demons. Alrighty, I want to be clear. This is speaking to the way you're going to address. You're going to shut businesses down, and Walmart is not too big to shut it down. All right, it's 12:53 p.m. This is P.O.C. You need to understand that Walmart's monitoring American citizens, and Walmart is sexually violating and invading the privacy of American citizens with the people of the state. This is P.O.C. This is literally surveillance in a bathroom, and this is what demons engage in, obsessive stalking. And they're doing it in bathrooms. It is 12:55 p.m. Oh, what time do you guys close today?
11.
Oh, 11? Okay. What's your name? You work here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your name? Vanessa. Okay. It's the hefty one stalking in the bathroom. These are demons working for Walmart. That's demons that work for the company Walmart. You need to know that they're demon-possessed employees engaging in state surveillance. That's what you need to know Walmart is about. That's what Walmart is doing. Vanessa's a sex offender. She's the heavy-set Latino with the blonde hair, engaged in demonic pacing. Vanessa's got a demon on her. It is 12:57 p.m. These demons dragging children inside of the bathroom. This is directed light where they're using them as activity creation. Just like I showed you inside of the directed light in the library. This is what demons do. This is what sex offenders do in the bathroom. Including the demon-possessed employees of Walmart. P.O.C. Heavy traffic in the bathroom. Our demons are chasing in directed light. This would one after another, pacing, or multiple shadows. Engaging in surveillance in a bathroom. That's how pathetic the demon-possessed are. This is what the state of California is doing. The same entity that's stalking by helicopter is stalking in the bathroom right now. That's what group stalking is. That's how it's executed. It's 12:59 p.m. Okay, the sex offender name is Lily. She's the overweight minion with the cane, a demon pacing in the bathroom, monitoring, and doing so with the massive amount of demons who are at Walmart, group stalking inside of the store. And this is on behalf of the state. That is the sex offender. That is the state of California, and that are the people of the state of California. This is stalking, following, chasing, pursuing into a private space, engaging what is criminal surveillance, monitoring with communication devices, doing so while also that sexually violent and predatory conduct is being documented, which the entity is also aware of. The entity, which is demonic, engages in more of that sexually violent conduct the more that you document, meaning more demons alive, more of them engaging, congregating, which is the personality of Satan, speaking to the threat that is posed by the demon-possessed entity that engages in group stalking. All right, this is an entity that's engaged in obsessive stalking. As you see in helicopters, they engage in that same obsessive stalking in bathrooms, and that's what's underway. That's why directed light is present, and that's why that which is not possibly the sun is over the Walmart at 1333 North Mountain Avenue. I mean, it is not over the Rancho Cucamonga Library at Paul Bryan Library inside of the Victoria Gardens. It's not occurring at the same time. It's nowhere near that venue, as I'm nowhere near here, and the entity's keeping the light source directly over the top of my head, aiming it through the windows of that venue where, again, the demons are pacing around in the parking garages, pacing around in that library, pacing around in that bathroom while they are engaged in state surveillance. This is demonic activity. And so you're understanding and speaking to what is the creation of legislation to surround that sex offender. That is the company Walmart. Walmart is a sex offender. Walmart's engaging in criminal monitoring. Walmart is engaging in terrorism in the bathroom. Okay? That's a whole other level of what is sexual violence. It's relevant to the P.O.C. This is terrorism that is group stalking, and you're talking about following into a bathroom to engage in more terrorism while you know it's being documented. What type of demented sex offender is that? It's the people of the state. All right, it's demonic activity. And that is Lily, the overweight minion with a cane, and also joined by another demon employed by the company Walmart that monitors American citizens, engaging in sexually violating them, which is Angela. And they are group stalking in the bathroom with the minions that are present at Walmart to engage in state surveillance and terrorism, and that's exactly what is present, the light source and directed light, including inside of the bathroom. This is currently 1:07 p.m. On surveillance cameras, you will see heavy traffic in the parking lot. Those are demons that are pacing around monitoring me while I'm in the bathroom. You'll see on surveillance cameras inside of the Walmart, heavy presence in the store, lined up at the registers, walking around. This is demonic pacing. This is demonic activity that you're looking at. That's the context, because they're in the specific environment. So you are understanding what you are looking at. You're looking at what are a bunch of demon-possessed minions, and they are in real time engaging in what is intentional movement in that environment, monitoring somebody inside of a private space. You are witnessing what is the sex offense. And it is on behalf of the state of California. It is currently, again, 1:08 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, I want you to see what's the fake sun directly over my head at what is Walmart, where demons are stalking in the bathroom. It's 1:17 p.m. If you recall my documentation, the entity's keeping a fake sun directly over my head at the Fontana Lewis Library. This is April 29, 2022, in the city of Fontana, after the entity kept the fake sun over me from morning, leaving Ontario on Omnitrans to the city of Fontana, remaining at the Fontana Lewis Library. The entity that is Stephanie Ortiz, who's going to federal prison, engages in criminal summoning, monitoring, group stalking, harassment with the demon-possessed Fontana Police Department, who are group stalking in that city of Fontana, where the sun is not over the Fontana Lewis Library. As I'm showing you today, it's hovering over me at 1333 North Mountain Avenue, where Walmart is monitoring an American citizen. Walmart is a violent sex offender stalking in bathrooms while you are engaged in what is that private activity, where these are demons who are pacing in and out of that bathroom while they're doing this in the parking lot. They're doing this inside of the store. This is demonic pacing. This is not normal conduct. This is demonic activity, and it's criminal monitoring and surveillance, and that's how you have what is the impossible ability to capture what is not the sun over the Fontana Lewis Library directly over my head at 1:17 p.m. But don't forget that it's also, as I captured this, in the Ovid Family Community Library, showing you what is not possibly the sun at the same time. This is very specific. It's over the top of my head at the entrance as I walk out. That's a demon making noise and crossing path. They are in directed light in that bathroom. Those demons have multiple shadows. Walmart is in the business of hiring demon-possessed individuals who are engaging in this satanic targeting system. And this is the entity that's engaging in that sex offense, as I documented on my podcast. It is 1:17 p.m. and this is the presence of that light source while state surveillance is underway. And this is the same venue where the entity is stalking by helicopter. I've heavily documented the entity engaging in the pattern of conduct at Walmart in Ontario, California. The entity is keeping this light source while it is doing so on behalf of the state of California. I want to be clear, engaging in surveillance, that is, on behalf of the state of California, and the fake sun moves as I move. All right, this is the pattern of conduct that is underway here. These are demons who are pacing, and they're wearing Walmart uniforms. Understand that. That is the demon Tracy Banks, who was monitoring along with the people of the state. And this is identification of a third party who I happen to be blood related to. Has nothing to do with what is demon possession, though. That's her condition. All right, she's monitoring with the people of the state, and she's engaged in that sexual violence as well. And this is under the light source that remains over me while I'm in her car. This is P.O.C. 9AMY100, 7VNJ084. These are demons inside of what is the Upland Mountain Village Shopping Center, crossing path and engaging in what is terrorism, directed light across the Dunkin' Donuts building outside. This is the entity that's engaging in the same exact pattern of conduct everywhere that you're going. You're talking about what is a combination of presence and directed light, and what is present during the day, a fake sun that hovers over me. I'm at the Mountain Green Shopping Center in Upland, California. The sun is not remaining over that Walmart anymore in Ontario. It's certainly not over any Paul Bunyan Library in Rancho Cucamonga, nor is it anywhere in Fontana, where I'm going from the Fontana Lewis Library at 1:17 p.m. to the Fontana Police Department. That's why these demons are engaging in the same exact P.O.C. License plate 7VZK504, and demons that are inside of Dunkin' Donuts monitoring while that directed light is moving across the wall, coming outside to stalk in relevant positions, sitting outside, which is where I'm positioned. I'll show you the fake sun right now. It is currently 1:34 p.m. 7S06574. This is the entity as I just captured on video under the fake sun at 1:45 p.m. at the Dunkin' Donuts in Upland, California. Directed light, which is this is what demons are doing everywhere that I'm going, on the bus, walking outside, sitting inside of any venue such as Dunkin' Donuts, as I've documented before, sitting outside of the Dunkin' Donuts, where the sun is not at the same time remaining over the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, where it's over me at 7:30 in the morning, by the way. At 1:45 p.m. I also document at that same venue. 1:45 p.m. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts, where the entity is engaged in ongoing terrorism. And these are the people of the state who are stalking, and they are present on behalf of the state. That's the state that's stalking you vicariously. That's the state that's touching you with directed light. This is terrorism while an entity engages in that conduct, and the entity is doing it while you're documenting. It's relevant to how long you will sit in federal prison. It's relevant to the businesses that shall be shut down, engaging in what is state surveillance and terrorism, which you do not have a right to engage in what is the operation of a business for that criminal system. That's what Walmart is documented as engaging in a pattern of. That's what Dunkin' Donuts is engaged in, while the people of the state engage in surveillance at Dunkin' Donuts, engage in what is stalking and molesting at Dunkin' Donuts. It is currently, and this is this is documentation that I'm referencing in video that I captured. So it's 1:50 p.m. This is P.O.C. Show you what this is a sex offender. This is group stalking. And these are demons. 8AXE798, federal prison. 6PSY345, federal prison. This is group stalking. And while they engage in this conduct, this is pacing. This is group stalking 101. And this is the entity surrounding me, okay? You have the minion that was sitting behind here, and this minion comes out and sits. They're maintaining presence around. They're also inside of the Dunkin' Donuts. I've documented the entity stalking with directed light. That show out of the pit of hell is documented inside, a directed light inside of this same Dunkin' Donuts on Mountain Avenue in Upland, California. This is demonic pacing, all of this. They're monitoring me right now. This is group stalking. And I want to show you 1:45 p.m. This is the fake sun over me. This is that documentation showing that, as a matter of fact, what is impossible. The light source, which is over me at 1:45 p.m. at the Fontana Police Department, is revealing what are demons of the Fontana Police Department. 1:45 p.m. I also use the same exact timetable when I'm in Chino, California, in Rancho Cucamonga at the Paul Bunyan Library. The entity is keeping this light source today in Upland, California, as I come to this venue, because of course it was just over me at the Walmart in Ontario. License 6LYF491. This is P.O.C. This is impossible that the sun would be over in the same position in its perfect zenith over the top of my head at these mutually exclusive locations, in that the sun is not maintaining a perfect zenith over you while you're traveling everywhere. And this is for the duration of the day, including at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. The day that I documented the light source over me at 1:17 p.m. reminding you about the Fontana Lewis Library. Then I go to the museum and the entity's light source remains over me, where demons like this one are group stalking, 8HND680. This is P.O.C. I want you to see this light source remain over me. And this is how you're able to document by the hundreds the people of the state who are monitoring with communication devices. That's what she's doing. License 7GMD819. And this is the light source that's directly over me as I move. And that's what the people of the state are doing. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a fat male in operation of a communication device while I'm being molested while I'm being stalked by third parties who maintain presence in that environment, while the entity is aiming directed light across me, while demons like this monitor with him, monitor with him, monitor with him. All right, this is P.O.C. This entire venue, Mountain Green, is a property that you can document, 7PRR733, where state surveillance and terrorism is underway. This is demonic pacing. These are demons. 6YS ether ruin for it, like cockroaches, just swirling all around you in the specific environment. This is not possibly the sun, and this is speaking to what is the P.O.C. that I remain subject to. This is the exact system where the entity is engaging in kidnapping, doing so, and what is not only by the police department, by then the sheriff's department, who is then engaging in what is defamation to keep you kidnapped and continue the same demonic system. And that's what was underway at Arrowhead Regional Medical Center. And like I said, they will be shut down. They're going to be visited by the federal government. I'm going to prosecute them, and they're going to federal prison. 7HTN 153, and that was what is relevant to what is that light source that remains over me. This is surrounding what are the facts of the system of group stalking, which is satanic. All right, this is Dunkin' Donuts in Upland, California at 355 Mountain Avenue. This is P.O.C. That's called crossing path. This is surrounding conduct. This is surveillance. This is P.O.C. License plate 8KCA076. I want you to look at group stalkers, because that's what this is. These are demons. While I'm reading license plates and the entities molesting with directed light moving across here, what do you think this is? These are demons. And this is how pathetic they are. They're stalking you, acting like they're doing something else. This is Satan. All right. And this is also the identification of Satan. This is, let me be clear, they represent Dunkin' Donuts. They're engaged in criminal activity at a facilitating venue. You'll shut this business down. You'll prosecute them. They'll go to federal prison. Have a permanent sex offense on their record as well. 09922C3. License. This is demonic pacing. These are demons. They're pacing all around. Those are demons loitering in relevant position, maintaining presence. License plate. I'm going to show you the fake sign at 2:39 p.m., which is not over the Upland Police Department. An agency, a corrupt agency, also engaged in criminal 8YDG223, hold on, 6AFF906. These are demons. All of this. This is demonic activity. The movement you see is pacing conduct. This is Satan in operation around me, all right? 81055D1, and this is the system of group stalking, all right? License plate 6ZHF746, and the sun is not over the Upland Police Department. All right, contrary to what I captured when I went to get my property that the Upland Police Department stole, upon, again, the Upland Public Library engaging in what is criminal defamation, criminal summoning. That's why they're all going to federal prison, including the overweight minion, Elaine, engaged in criminal summoning as I went to return to the Upland Public Library after they engaged in criminal summoning. Demons who are fearful of my prosecution, and so they engage in more criminal conduct, which I will use against them in federal court. You're not escaping the pattern of conduct. You're not escaping prosecution. And while you engage in those tactics with the police, both the police and the people of the state will sit in federal prison. The light source at 2:39 p.m. is not possibly over the Upland Police Department. It's revealing what their condition is. They're a bunch of demons that engage in kidnapping and fictitious authority under the law while they're monitoring. 7KUW348. The entity is keeping a fake sun over me while I'm also in Fontana, California, and you're looking at the demons that are the Fontana Police Department following me around in that city of Fontana, where the entity is keeping a fake sun, not possibly the sun over me in this same exact position, a perfect zenith over the top of my head, and that's how you know what they all are. They're demons. That is a demon in perfect alignment with me, looking in opposite direction. That's Satan. Okay, this is P.O.C. It's activity creation while they walk in engineered light, pacing all around you, look in the opposite direction. That's what Satan does while focused on you. Doing so as an entity. That is the shopping center across the street. They're all monitoring. This is massive surveillance. Okay, and this is how you're witnessing it. And I've also shown you already what is directed light that occurs when I'm inside and these demons are stalking. That directed light is occurring while I'm sitting outside. This is P.O.C. license plate 8JXF290, and every license plate that I'm documenting on my podcast, they shall be prosecuted. This is group stalking on behalf of the state. This is P.O.C. at Dunkin' Donuts. This is Dunkin' Donuts. The entity keeping a fake sun over me in the morning. The sun would not ever, daylight savings time, would not remain present over the same venue, in addition to what is not at the same time over the Upland Police Department, over me in the city of Fontana in that same position, over the Upland Public Library, the roof, while I'm inside of that venue. No, this is the pattern of conduct. P.O.C. (8FSE626), 8FGL213, 5CXT250, 7SMB819, 1ATKINS, 8SSZ 8SS143 or 8SSZ413. This is a white Lexus. 7MBX618. License 7MNM960. Alrighty, license plate. This one loitering, 8FGL213 at Dunkin' Donuts on surveillance cameras in Dunkin' Donuts, monitoring, and the same directed light conduct. And again, this is the venue where the fake sun remains directly over me. I heavily documented Dunkin' Donuts before. Dunkin' Donuts represents nothing other than what is another iteration of presence, group stalking, a venue using a business, an establishment for state surveillance and terrorism. And that is exactly how you're going to prosecute what is group stalking, because this is how is it existing amongst what is public corruption. And that's also speaking to the necessity of removing such businesses, the facilitation of a state's system of surveillance and terrorism, or a demon-possessed population. 9 ACU 545 is engaging in what is obsessive stalking, all right, and terrorism while they practice this demonic activity. License 8 LMB 613. This is 2:02 p.m. 7 UWG 688. 8 PLN 541. There's one demon after another. License plate 7 ZTS 658. And this is understanding what is terrorism. One demon after another, repeatedly touching you, violating your person, terrorism with what is directed light, all right, and engaging in what is conduct that is otherwise that which you are not possibly able to prove. I've already established what the entity is doing, and so now you're understanding what's necessary in order to prosecute that. And the entity that wants to engage in such terrorism, they're going to sit in federal prison. They're going to sit in mental institutions for terrorizing an American citizen and doing so with impunity. All right, that speaks to the level of threat. That speaks to the mental disturbance. That speaks to the threat to the public that the people of the state are, while they are engaging in what is one demon after another, repeatedly touching, terrorizing with directed light, while they're stalking you. That's exactly what they're doing, stalking you. An entire, you know how large Walmart stores are? That entire venue, stalking. All right, engaging in then stalking in a bathroom. You are removing such venues from existence, all right? At 1333 North Mountain Avenue, this is Mountain Green Shopping Plaza, the entire plaza. Everybody inside of these stores, whether they're working there or shopping, they're monitoring. That's why the entity is surrounding me with a fake sun and directed light. All right, license plate 8LPF232, and it's 2:05 p.m. Alrighty, this is P.O.C. molesting. And that's speaking to, again, I have termed it, the perpetual sex offense, because it is literally everything that I have termed with regard to understanding demonic activity. It is based on what the entity is literally doing. It is perpetually touching, it is perpetually stalking and following, and perpetually harassing and terrorizing. License plate. That's an unfathomable sex offense. License 6BJZ788. P.O.C. License plate. 8ZJZ541. Excuse me, 8JZ. Yeah, 541. 8VDJ115.
Connection. So
7PGV167. License plate. 8XMG381. That's 8XMG381. 8BRY582. CC19N46. That's paper. 8ELL490. And remember, everything that I'm documenting, this is impunity. So when they're sitting in federal court, this is what you're cognizant of as they are facing a prosecution. This is Satan that is showing its true colors, and it is legally irrelevant what they state in a federal court with regard to what is the system of group stalking and what is the presence on behalf of a state where you are engaging in the elements of monitoring, and the criminal system is already established as the P.O.C. So they are engaging in what is the criminal act, regardless of what they are stating in the federal court with regard to their conduct with molesting with directed light. You're not making it up. That's how I've shown you what is literally the impossible occurrence of directed light. And that's exactly what these demons are doing while they act with impunity. And that's what you're cognizant of. That's what I want to remind every license plate that I'm documenting. It's the state over and over again. It's the same entity because they know that they're all being documented together. 8JPN 986 P.O.C.
Mantic.
License plate 81055 D1. License plate 7SBK166. License plate 5FFP117. License plate 07644V2. License 6GDS915. S153A0 8ZPB 869. Again, the 8ZPB 689, excuse me. 8BRY 582, crossing path again. That's 8BRY 582. License BV94C01, paper. License 8RKV864. 8UZP143. Nine ACU 545. 6WRU 328. NIBO. License 8SRC007. More black on black crime. If you want to racialize it, it has nothing to do with race. These are demons pacing all around, group stalking. 7ZF. Right on. 7ZF 2275. License 5EKR341. 8NKR838. 6ULS281. 6VOJ091. 9BGK003. 8NKR335. License plate touching my breast 7WRW195. They like to engage in terrorism. That's what you're going to remember when I prosecute them in federal court. It is, by the way, 2:36 p.m. That's a demon that is stalking. That's the state of California that's molesting. Engaging in what is terrorism, that's demonic. Doing so with directed light with knowledge of the fact that they're being documented and going out of their way to touch my breast with directed light while they're crossing path. All right, they are freely and deliberately engaging in what is ongoing stalking, period. That's a serious federal crime, engaging in group stalking, because all the entity, when you're documenting, all the entity knows that you're documenting as well. You're dealing with the state, remember that. You're dealing with what are group stalkers who are present on behalf of the state, and they know they're being documented. And so you want to touch my breast with directed light while you also know that I'm documenting you and all the rest of these demons together. That's what's relevant to the way I'm going to prosecute that particular third party, which is criminal conduct by the entirety of an entity as well. Understand that. License plate 8VGM339. That impunity, that's exactly what you're specifically cognizant of when I prosecute them in federal court. It is 2:36 p.m. with amplified plane activity. They're going to federal prison. License plate BW54B81. That's the entity which I don't need, but they are indeed stalking on behalf of the state of California. And this is speaking to what is unprecedented criminal conduct and an unprecedented prosecution. The state of California is a sex offender, and that's exactly how they're going to be prosecuted, based on the sex offense that the state of California is engaging in. P.O.C. License plate C7MMD301. License plate 9BKF150. License plate 1ATKINS, engaged in surveillance, crossing path again. 8JXF290. 8GYP877. B018S0. 4670K2. 6RFY 986, I believe. 9BKF410. 8SQU296. 72354H3. That's Enterprise Truck Rental, crossing path. It's, by the way, 2:55 p.m. Yeah. 8ZTS164. 8CHC 820 8UTA 993. All right, this is directed light. This is impossible light activity that's on the ceiling. This is engineered light. You're looking at what is the pattern, all right? This is impossible. That sunlight, first of all, there's a structure here. Sunlight is not reaching underneath the structure and then touching onto the ceiling. You see my shadow? This is projected light. This is demonic. That's inside of the bathroom as well. You can see my shadow, multiple shadows. This is surveillance that I'm subject to in what is a private space, which is a hotel room provided by a third-party innkeeper, which, by the way, they're stalking with the Ontario Police Department. That's why the light source, and that's why directed light inside of that lobby, directed light inside of a hotel room. And this is occurring, again, this is over here on the wall. This is the window. This is the outside, and you have what is, again, what is this bouncing off of? This is P.O.C, okay? That's what the Ontario Police Department are doing, group stalking. This is impossible light activity, okay? This is impossible. Sunlight's not, where is the sunlight coming from? You don't even have any iteration of what is sunlight. Nonetheless, you have the presence of the light source right here, pursuant to the pattern, stalking with the light source. I am the center of the universe, stalking with what is directed light, an entirely distinct method. Monitoring with communication devices remains underway. That's flashing directed light. That's entirely demonic. All right, that's P.O.C. This is terrorism, and that's while a third party is in relevant position. Understand that. That's why you're prosecuting an entity. That's speaking to what is the presence while that environment is ongoing, okay? This is the light source over Motel 6, nowhere near what is the Paul Bryan Library, not remaining over the Ovid Family Community Library for the duration of the day, or the Upland Public Library, contrary to what I'm documenting while I remain at those venues. And this is the impossible occurrence of that engineered light through supposedly, this is understanding, again, this is the entity. It's not even pursuant to what would in any way be realistic, but that's the pattern of stalking with directed light. This is the mark of demon possession. You see my shadow being projected on a wall, but I have a shadow right here on the ground. The impossible presence of a light source that's not the sun either. This is pursuant to a specific pattern. Everybody at this hotel, they're third parties, and I'm subject to surveillance. There's sex offenders monitoring inside of a private space. You don't have any privacy. This is P.O.C. All right, Motel 6 is engaging in what is terrorism in relevant position, and this is at 3:21 p.m. Of course, the fake sun is over me. You're going to see what is relevant positioning while they're standing with the people of the state who are also in relevant positions. This is group stalking, and the entity is flashing directed light in the lobby while they're stalking in the path. This is while you are working at a venue, you're group stalking, and that's why you have impossible light activity occurring inside. And you'll see them, overweight Latino male and two females, one with glasses and the other one is standing in alignment to me where I'm standing. And the entity is engaging in what is terrorism while they're operating in business. This is speaking to the same exact venue that I documented in 2021. The entity stalking by helicopter, the fake sun over my room, directed light inside of the room, and this is the entity that's engaging in terrorism right now. This is P.O.C.
My name is Tracy Banks. I made a reservation on Hotels.com.
Okay, can I see your ID, please?
Yes.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, how's it going?
Raquel? Okay. Hi, Raquel. Hi. I'm Erica. What's your name? That's funny. They're monitoring me. They know my name. Hi, what's your name? Lupe. Okay.
Right, so
It's P.O.C. All right. Monitoring with the entity is the Ontario Police Department, license 1591428, license 6BJB081, 8MKM269. I'll show you this right now. Hold on. License 8Z16006. Alrighty, you are looking at a demon. This is the Ontario Police while I'm inside, and Lupe and Raquel are engaging in terrorism, group stalking inside of the Motel 6. Vehicle 1039, that's the demon. That's the Ontario Police Department who was in relevant position while that activity is occurring inside. This is terrorism, and they're monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. That is federal prison. This is the Motel 6 at 231 Vineyard Avenue, and the fake sun is right over me as I step outside to document license plates. 8MKM269, monitoring. That's federal prison. This is the same Ontario Police Department engaging in kidnapping. Tracy Banks is in there monitoring with them while that ongoing terrorism is underway. Following, by the way, from Upland. Following from what is the Ontario Walmart, the fake sun remaining over me, and I'm using those specific timestamps as well, speaking to what is unmistakable presence of a light source over me while that directed light is also coexisting. Those demons of the Ontario Police Department are literally stalking, knowing exactly what hotel room I'm in, and engaging what is stalking outside of that lobby where flashing directed light is inside. As I stated, I took a picture of that demon sitting in that police vehicle, and the fake sun is directly over my head. I took those images right now, at 3:24 p.m., 3:25 p.m. is the current time right now. And so those images are taken moments ago. This is the same Ontario Police Department that is stalking me day and night by helicopter, as I captured on my podcast and on video last night. This is the Ontario Police Department that is stalking the night prior Officer Jay Burnett, badge 19993, with that other demon of the Ontario Police Department aiming flashlights. Those are demons stalking with light. This is the entity that's engaged in an ongoing obsessive stalking and following to the venue of Motel 6 outside of the lobby, where directed light is being aimed inside of that lobby, and Lupe and Raquel are group stalking with them in operation of communication devices, monitoring with the people of the state. This is the entity that is engaging in and already speaking to what is ongoing surveillance, as I remain subject to it at Motel 6, which I already documented in 2021. That is the use of a business to engage in state surveillance and terrorism. That is the documentation of what is an employee who is a third party having no legal argument whatsoever and facing federal prison for that. License 8YCL200, 9BPY638, 6KDN326, 7SZU429, UG Heart BUGA, 4VKD187. Best Western, I documented the fake sun, understand, over my head at the same location already, the same street. You're talking 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm standing here at this same venue right now, and it's directly over my head. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That would not be the sun, in addition to what is nowhere near the Paul Bryan Library in Rancho Cucamonga, people. Okay? The Chino Branch Library. This is where I'm at 48 hours ago. Remaining over the roof of the Ovid Family Community Library. Okay, remaining over the Fontaine. That's the part. That's the documentation that's already published. This is indeed stalking in an environment. Demon stalking environment. These demons work for the Ontario Police Department. They like to stalk a lot. That's why they're going to be disbanded, and that's why they're following me to the Motel 6, and they're also following via the people of the state who are group stalking with them. This is criminal monitoring that they're engaging in. 7NJH638, and I want to make sure I document that. They're doing so while I'm standing in that lobby and that directed light is flashing, which is terrorism. And demons engaging in that, psychopaths, while they're checking in other third parties who are group stalking with them. That's why that directed light is occurring. That's why it doesn't matter what you call yourself doing. That's why it doesn't matter where you live or where you work. This is that system of state surveillance, and that's how you have what is the impossible presence of that environment. That which is not the sun. This is how you're identifying this system of corruption. That officer appears to be a Caucasian male. This is a demon sitting in that police vehicle, engaging in ominous stalking in that police vehicle. And as I walk out, present in relevant position and is monitoring while that ongoing terrorism that I'm subject to is underway. 4XAN806. This is P.O.C.
Nothing.
No, nice to meet you, Mike.
Oh, nice to meet you.
This is P.O.C.
And I was like, what are you doing?
And this is laughter and whatnot in directed light. This is P.O.C. 8YLV754, 8BLC787, 6VOP940, 8BTK844, in case I didn't read that one.
Have much gas.
Okay, 4UGD619, 2CTT874, 34478X1, JKH0802, Texas. 8TZV675, 4RRX031, 5RTZ540, OR4AT, Utah, 6EDR257, 8AGL164, 8SVJ087, 8YLV754, 75660N2, 8SZC146, BU80Z8 paper, 8BKT844, 7UDY756.
Hand sanitizers to mask.
All right, so it's back there.
4CXP475, 7JJL133.
Protect our children and the entire
And those are license plates of the entity that's engaging in surveillance here on the grounds of Motel 6. The DoubleTree across the street, they're engaged in state surveillance and monitoring. They're engaged in that sex offenses. I'm capturing it on video and images. And I'm referencing what is impossible light activity inside of room 138 where I remain at Motel 6. And the light source, which is directly over the room where I remain, an impossible occurrence. Everyone in relevant position, Best Western, the Starbucks, the shopping plaza, the entities, stalking by plane and helicopter as well. So I just want to be clear, it's not just these third parties who I am specifically identifying by name, using a license plate that is. The venues in relevant position, this is massive state surveillance. Alrighty, it is currently 3:51 p.m. 22V7281.